had quit Ferrari.
E poiché Lauda era stato
So taking into account that I had taken Lauda on as a virtual unknown,
era uno sconosciuto, ho
I
pensato
said to myself, well, if Lauda was out there, there must be others out there too.
Capaci
Others who can climb to the top the way Lauda did.
come quella di Lauda. E quando mi si è presentato questo piccolo canadese,
And when they presented me with this tiny Canadian, this minuscule bundle of nerves, I instantly recognized in him the physique of the great Nuvolari. And I said to myself, let's give him a try.
To date, Villeneuve has competed in just 34 Grand Prix events to Schechter's 99, but he's already shown that despite his relative lack of experience, he has all it takes to be a world champion. At the Austrian Grand Prix, he demonstrated once again his talent for the fast start. He also showed superior technical judgment in his choice of tires for the race. Well, South Africa is just the second victory for Villeneuve on the Formula One circuit, but no one doubts his immense potential. This young man will go far.
By the time I joined Ferrari, the whole team was so devoted to Gilles that, I mean, he wasn't just their top driver, he was much more than that. He had a little family there, over at Ferrari, and he made me welcome there. He made me fit right in, and I felt at home over there really overnight. And Ferrari's not run the way the teams I was with before used to do it. And Gilles made no distinctions either. You arrive expecting to be put in your place. After all, you're not number one, you're number two. Well, Gilles was great. He treated me like an equal all the way, and maybe I was number two, but with Gilles' backing, it never discouraged me.
Pironi said, okay, Charles, I'm going up the right. And despite almost running out of road as they came down under braking for Tosa, Didier Pironi, amazing, has gone in front. These two drivers have driven their hearts out, despite the fact that they're both in the same team. Pironi on the grass that time. Now Villeneuve has a look, but there's nowhere to go. Villeneuve just had a little look to see whether there was something he could do there, because Pironi made the smallest mistake, and they're coming up to the finish line now. And Villeneuve is behind. Villeneuve has lost the race. Didier Pironi has won it.
To be a good racer, a man has to have immense talents, immense force, stability, character, physique, bravery, but he must have more. In order to be a winner, a driver has to have a real need to be first. An ego problem is requisite. Champions are not always nice. But to go back to Gilles and his personality, what stood out most in Villeneuve was his complete openness, his freshness, his bluntness even. I mean, he didn't hide his opinions.
In Formula One, you're part of a racing stable, and the number one driver is the stud, and he's the one you're always compared with. Every race that you run, which means your so-called partner is really your biggest competitor, because the other drivers have different machines, different capabilities. So when their performances are compared, their car and who they are with is taken into account. But these differences aren't there when they compare two men with the same team. So that what they do, naturally, is to praise one and forget the other one. And you feel wounded and resentful. So between two partners, two men with the same team, ironically, you get a lot more rivalry.
Getting one is a dangerous proposal. You must first be prepared to take the risk, because to get a pole position you have one lap alone for qualification. You have your motor pushed to maximum. As for the turbo, you add just a bit more pressure. You must use the special rubber tire, but the important really is to go all out with your car, you see, because you only have one lap for qualifying.
Qualifying tires are special rubber. and they often last for just 1 or 2 circuits. And so, as we all say, you need to play the kamikaze, because when you don't play the kamikaze, your time is no good, and if your time is no good, you're way back on the grid. So the time trials, you do are the most terrible moments in the sport, you know, yet they determine whether where you're going to start from, your hit position, and that can determine whether you're going to win or lose. Like fantasy, pole position, rapid start, in front of the whole race, a course record too. So it's like a dream.
You see, when you have put on your tires for qualification, normally you will want to make 1 tour to warm them up. That is, you will go slowly 1 round. And then when your tires are at the good temperature, you look for a clear track with the minimum of cars in front of you. And then you step on it 100% to make your fastest tour possible. All the way down. You must forever force it. But your instincts makes you want to stop, to pull in, because of course the danger can be bad. There could be a driver in front of you and maybe he's fooled you're faster, but he may not think you're going so fast. In fact, he may not see you at all. He might force a crash. I much prefer to go out up front. If I do win pole position, I'm very happy because I'm safe there in pole position.
Well, I prefer 8th or 10th spot on the line than to break my neck trying for the pole position.
Often you see a battle. Me and my competitors make battle for pole position since it's so really important. But with Gilles, you'd see a battle for every place, 10th place in the race, pole position, everything. He'd make a battle for everything, really. As soon as he stepped into his Ferrari, he attacked. And he attacked not only his competitor, but he himself. He pushed himself in the car.
I mean, Gilles was, I think, a perfect racing driver who knew exactly to take which advantage where, and he was one of the few guys who could take off very well with the turbo engine, because maybe he trained enough for it, so he did a good job on it.
He made the fastest start of anybody here. I always thought he must know a trick, because over a season he had quicker starts. No one could compare.
Precisely what many had predicted would happen did happen. Villeneuve flashed past the 2 Renaults right at the start. Jabouille managed to stay on his tail, but Arnoux blew his start completely.
Gilles had the best talent of all of us, and in whatever car you would have put him, he would have been quick.
Lauda and Gilles, they are 2 very, very talented drivers. One is what I would call a computerized driver, which operates very, very methodically and very, very organized, like a computer practically. The other one is a super talented driver with the ability, which happens very seldom, you know, that a man gets so much ability and so much feeling for a car. And it's a charger. In that category I would put Gilles. Lauda would race for racing, to get points. Gilles doesn't matter what the car would do. Gilles would race to win a race.
To have Gilles in your stable was, well, Gilles was extraordinary. Every one of us, every team would have loved to have had Gilles. After all, the mastery he had, his ability